Lose the Boss segment tonight. Mr. Dobbs spent years analyzing the southern border. He's been a persistent critic of the illegal immigration situation. Now we have nearly 50,000 children who have entered the country illegally in the past 8 months. Some believe that's because the Obama administration will not enforce immigration laws.
Does this demonstrate in some form a loophole that presently exists? 48,000 people in less than 6 months, young minors arriving in the U.S. And it's unclear where they're going except for staying here.
They're going through the immigration process to determine how to return them to their home countries or to otherwise handle their immigration status.
Here now to comment is Mr. Dobbs, the author of the novel Border War. All right. I mean, this is almost like for you shooting ducks in a little pool, in a little baby pool. All right. It's not even fair.
Thank you for setting me up.
First of all, were you aware of this entry by tens of thousands of children? Did you know it was happening?
I'm embarrassed to say I feel I may have known about it before the president.
Well, he only knew about it 3 days ago.
Exactly. And both of us would have been, I think, a little late in understanding what was going on.
Me too. I had no idea that this kind of humanitarian disaster was unfolding. And that's on me. I mean, look, as I said, we're busy. We have all kinds of things to deal with. But this is a catastrophe. Mm-hmm. And then when we talked to the two Border Patrol guys this week, both of them said, look, we can't do anything about it. As soon as they cross into the United States, they can stay. Nobody's being sent back.
No one's being sent back, and everyone is now, each of those children, most of whom are 12 years or younger, unaccompanied by adults. Each one of those children are being sent off to now 3 military bases that have been set up to accommodate them, 90-some odd other centers that are going to be handling them. Think about this. We're talking about this year somewhere around 90,000 unaccompanied children. Next year, the number is likely to rise in total to 250,000.
And for people who are just getting on to the story, the reason this is happening is that in countries like El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, the media is telling the folks that if they come to the United States now, because of the DREAM Act and some of the other things that have been proposed, they'll be able to stay. So that the people smugglers, the human smugglers, which take the children out of their villages and then shepherd them all the way through Mexico, they're making a ton of money.
Yeah, and I think we have to be careful here too, Bill, because this is not simply the cartels, the human smugglers. This looks to be, and the administration has been accused of orchestrating this in coordination with the government of Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador.
Wait a minute. Are you charging the Obama administration with actually wanting this to happen?
Oh, I think there's no doubt about it.
Really?
No doubt about it.
Why would they want this to happen? This kills comprehensive immigration reform. It kills it.
Comprehensive immigration reform, as this president wanted it, was killed long ago. But what is happening is that this is taking U.S. Border Patrol agents, moving them from
away from the border into
to enforce border security at even a reduced rate. They're now nursing children, and
administrative tasks. But why would listen?
The cartels are in control of our border.
I understand, but let's get back to your thing that the Obama administration wants this to happen.
Yes.
This wipes out any kind of immigration reform that President Obama would ever hope to have, because the border's not secure. No Republican is going to vote for that.
No Republican is, nor has, and frankly, no Democrat has.
But he had a whole bunch of Republicans on board with immigration. That's why Cantor allegedly lost.
Well, but Cantor was on board in the sense that the Chamber of Commerce was on board.
Right, now nobody's on board.
No one is on board, and now the focus here is
so why would Obama kill his own legislation that he wanted to pass?
His legislation was killed when the House refused to pass the Gang of Eight legislation on amnesty in the House.
So you really believe the president wants all these children to come in here?
I think what you're watching is a community organizer playing hemispheric politics. I believe that there is an absolute league amongst the governments of El Salvador, of Guatemala, of Honduras, and the government of Mexico. We're talking about children who are being moved, and the national liberal media isn't pointing this out. They're being moved from 1,800 miles away all the way up through the center of Mexico to our southern border. If we were concerned about a humanitarian crisis, the humanitarian crisis in El Salvador and in Honduras has been there since 2001 with the earthquakes, the Civil War.
Certainly.
Why aren't we shipping aid down there to these people? We're America.
Because they'd be stolen. That's why. But all right, your thesis is very provocative, and we'll take a look at it. Lou Dobbs, everybody.
Appreciate it, Bill.